Okay, thank you.
30th of August, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like 12 ways to get in. Hi, Lou.
Oh, 12 ways to get into the meeting.
Good morning.
Okay. Well, we're happy to have you here today. And now we're ready for Bava Kama. And all we have to do is figure out who Haltman. Where are we holding over here? I don't have it marked off. But I marked it off.
I think we just read about the coin of Jerusalem. There were two kinds. One was David and Shlomo in Jerusalem. The other was Abraham and Sarah and Yitzhak and Rivka. And we were reading the Rashis.
Right.
Oh no, we finished the Rashis and we read the Tosfos. We finished the Tosfos, I think.
In regard to making inscriptions and engravings on coins.
Yeah.
97B2 or
Yes, we're on 97B, and we're
B3. Alan.
B3. And we're talking about the Bryce that says Ezu Matbeya Shel Yerushalayim. What is the what's the Matbeya of Yerushalayim? What is it? Okay, so that's what we got over here. Okay, so shall we go on to the next sugya, the next section over here? Boy mine Rava mi Rav Chisda.
That's on the right-hand column. The Gemora inquires.
Alan, would you like to start us off today with the reading?
Hey, Roy.
Back, Roy.
Thank you to yourselves as well. Sorry, just helping my wife with the delivery of the groceries. Okay,
97B3, the Gemara inquires.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
ditto.
Gemara inquires. But Ba'or Mine Rav Merav Costa. Rav inquired of Rav Chisda Hamala Ves Chavero al Matbea, if one lends his fellow and fixes payment on a coin, Bahosifu Olav, and the authorities added to it, Mahu, what is the law? No, what do you mean by added to it?
Yeah, good question. Does Rashi tell us? Rashi, yes, right. There's a Rashi over here.
Oh, right.
Bahosifo Alehen Mahu. Would you like to read, Lou?
Yeah, if I can find it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines from the bottom of Rashi.
Sifo Alehem Mahu. And they added to it, what is the law? Aliba, Irav Omar, Nasan Lo Matbea, Shel Osa Sha'a, Hechi de Hosifu Alav My Amar Rav. Okay, so the words of Rav, he said, give to him a coin of this kind, I guess, Shah of the time that it was added to. What was said by Rob? I'm confused.
Okay, so let's take a look at Rashi. Rashi says like this: "Osifo lehen mahu," and they added on to them. What's the din? Who's the they, and what did they exactly did they add on to? Them is probably referring to the coins, and the Gemora wants to know what would be the din in that case. So let's just Rashi over here actually is not going to answer our question. What is it referring to that it says that they added on? What is it? What's called adding on to the coin? What does that mean exactly? Rashi doesn't answer that question. He assumes, I guess, that it's pashut. But what Rashi does tell us is that the Gemora is asking a question over here. Mahu, what's the din? And Rashi's saying, Aliba the Rav. This question is being asked in the Gemara only according to the opinion of Rav. What did Rav say? The Omar, Rav said, remember we had a case about an agreement that was the Gemara. I'll just read you the words. First, let's find where these words were said. Remember when we had a machlokes between Rav and Shmuel? The Gemara said, "Itmar hamal be'es chavero alamat beya." Now this is on the bottom of 97a. It's the last line of the Amud. That we had exactly the same case. At least it started out that way. There was a loan, which we explained was really that the person had gave merchandise to a buyer. We're calling it a loan because there's not going to be immediate payment on the purchase, and he's going to pay him back. He's gonna give back the loan, not with the merchandise, similar merchandise, but with coinage, with currency. Malba escabero alamatbeya. He sells them widgets, and he's gonna pay him back in coins. And what happened with the coin? Nifsalo hamatbeya. The matbeya, the king parceled the coin. It's not good in his country. And so now the question is, what how does that affect this transaction between these two individuals? And Rav said, Nosi no matbea hayotze ba'osa shah. Rav says, now the borrower, he will give to the lender the coin which is currently being circulated in the locale where the deal was made. And Shmuel, on the other hand, he said, no, you can give him a coin of Meshan and tell him to go to Meshan and use it over there. Even though the coin of Meshan is worthless over here where the deal was made. So Rashi says over here, our Gemora is talking seemingly about the opposite case. Not only was the coin that they stipulated in the deal, not only was it not invalidated, but somehow, some way, it became more valuable. I think that's what it means, Hosifu Olav. Right now, let's just say that's what it means. And now the question is, does that affect the deal?
The deal becomes frozen.
But something that made it more valuable. And now the question is, what's the din? Does he going to have to pay also the same? Those 100 coins are worth twice as much now. So you have to pay 100 coins now?
Or 200. Or 50.
What's that?
Or 200 or 50.
Yeah, maybe he only has to pay half the amount of coins because when the deal was made, the 100 coins were worth they were worth the amount of the merchandise that he got, and now those very same 100 coins, you could buy twice as many of those widgets with that money now because of what's happened with that money. And so okay, so now Rashi says over here, when the Gemara says Mahu, what's the din in this case? Rashi says, Aliba de Rav. The question is being asked, what's the din in the case now? What's they got to do? Only according to Rav is the Gemara asking this question. Why? Because Rav is the one who said, Nosin lo matbeya shel osa shah. You could just give him that matbeya that is now being circulated. If the Rav is talking about a case in the first case that we talked about, that the first coin became invalid in the locale where the deal was made, and so he said, okay, so now use the coin that is being circulated in the locale of the transaction now when you're coming back to pay back the loan. And so now, what would Rav say in this case over here when the coin Hosifu Olav? And it says Rashi, hey.
Rabbi, you muted yourself.
In the case where they added on, in this case, hey to the Hosifu Olav, my Omar Rav. What would Rav say in this case? What would he say? So now, that's what Rashi says, and of course, Rashi's comment over here causes us to wonder because what happened to my air conditioning? I guess it got too cold for me, so I turned it off and I forgot. Now it's too hot. Okay. Baruch Hashem. So, okay. Rashi is really complicating the matter because he's asking us to think about something. And when you have to think about something, that makes things more complicated. What do we have to think about over here, based upon what Rashi is saying? We got to ask ourselves, why is it that Rashi is saying that the Gemora's question is only relevant according to Rav? Why is it not also relevant according to Shmuel? That's the question that we have to think about.
My thoughts are frozen in my brain.
In other words, you got to think about what Rav says in the previous case. You got to think about what Shmuel said in the previous case. And then you have to apply what they said in that case and compare it with what the facts of this case are. The facts of this case are that they didn't invalidate the old coin in this locale. On the contrary, they made that same coin more valuable somehow, some way. So the coin is still, the coin has not been invalidated at all. It's still being circulated and it's worth more now. So, I would have said that according to Shmuel's comment would only seem to be relevant in the previous case, because the previous case, Shmuel's comment is, let him use a Meshan coin and tell him to go to Meshan. Well, that's not the point over here. The point that we want to know over here is I would think, how many coins of the does he have to give him now? Does he have to give him the agreed amount that they agreed upon? Let's say they agreed to give 100 coins for the widgets. Do they have to give him? Does he have to give him 100 coins, even though they're more valuable now? Or do we say that no, he doesn't have to give all those coins. He can give half of them because the coin itself is twice as valuable now. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with what Shmuel said. Shmuel said if the original coin was invalidated, so now the question is, what coin are you going to use? So Shmuel said, you don't have to use the coin that's being circulated in that locale right now, the new coin. You could tell him use this coin and take it to Meshan. So maybe that's why Rashi says that Gemora's question here is not relevant to Shmuel. We wouldn't know what Shmuel would say in this case. Now we have another problem though. Why is it relevant to Rav? Why does Rashi say this question is very relevant to Rav? The Gemora wants to know, what would Rav say about this case? Now we have to think about, what did Rav say in the previous case? Well, Rav said in the previous case that when the coin that was agreed upon to be used for the repayment now becomes invalid to be circulated in that locale where they're in. So Rav says, no problem, just use the coin that is now in circulation in that locale where the deal was made. Okay. So in other words, and how many of those coins would you give?
The equivalent value.
you'd go according to the value. If the coins are the same value, so you give the same number of coins. Okay, well, let's say the current coins are more valuable.
Rivers.
What?
Rivers.
What about it?
If the coins are more valuable,
Oh, so then if the coins are more valuable, how you're asking a good question. How is it possible to think that he could give him this? Well, I'll tell you how. The deal was made for 100 of these coins. In the case that we're now discussing, the deal was made. Give 100 of these coins.
so these coins
So is
are
it ribis to give him 100 of those coins, to give him the agreed amount of coins according to the deal, even though they're worth more now? Is that called ribis?
so that so you weren't concerned with the value, you're just concerned with the amount. You're frozen again.
Oh,
You're frozen for a moment. You weren't concerned with the value, you were concerned with the amount of coins. So wouldn't be rivers,
okay.
maybe.
Given more value, you've given him ribis.
But the value was in the back of your head anyway, wasn't it?
No. Value is the most important thing. If I give you gold coins, if I say, I'm borrowing, uh, uh, 10 ounces of gold, and gold is selling for $1,000 an ounce, and you give me $10,000, and now gold goes up to $2,000 an ounce, and I give you back 10 ounces of gold. So to me, that's a big deal. I just gave you back twice as much as you borrowed. That's of primary importance. I don't care how many ounces it is. I care how much it's worth.
Okay.
At the time of the initial transaction, it was the amount. The worth of the coins. Well, maybe they were taken into consideration as well. It can be proved that the value of the coins was important, and that's why you said 100 coins or whatever. Then rivers would be operative. But if you weren't concerned with the value, but concerned with the amount, then maybe rivers would not be involved. It would be rivers if you gave 110 coins.
Well, I could turn that around. What if 110 coins is now worth less?
Thing.
Then it wouldn't be ribis.
No, but you wouldn't be paying back the amount that you should.
But it's still not ribis.
No,
We're just considering ribis.
now it's theft.
Point.
Actually, it'd be with would be rivers for the for the lender, for the paybacker, the person paying back.
Rabbi, are we giving you a headache?
No, you're not giving me a headache. I'm
I
giving
am.
myself a headache.
Ah. Um,
So so let's see. No, is there? There's no. Oh, and there's no Tosus to help us out either. No Tosus.
There is another Rashi though
Another Rashi.
on the phrase
Oh, okay.
Ba'osa Shah. The Shas Paraon. I don't know what Paraon is.
But also Shaw at that time. So the question is, what is so Shaw? What is that time? Which time is that time? Rashi's answering that question.
Right. It says B'shas Paraon. What does Paraon mean?
Shas Piroyon, the time of pay, the time for payments. Pei Resh Ayin is a word for payments.
Ah. Okay, so that means um, um, okay, so that means that according to Rav, the borrower must pay the lender with current coins according to their value at the time of the payment. So how does that affect our case?
Okay, I see I have over here in my Gemora, they don't say who they're saying this from, but they do explain what does it mean Hosifu alav. So we'll get an idea what does it mean that they added on to it. What does that mean exactly? Right? They made a deal, and the payment is going to be on a particular coin, a coin which is the coin which is in current circulation, presumably. Well, so they say over here, the Mesivta says, "Ve'ischilu lasos es oso matbea im matechetz." Got it? I'll translate. Those that now we know who the they are. They are the ones that make coins. Who makes coins? The king. The king makes coins. So now the king got a juke in his head, and he says, he woke up one day and he says, you know what we're going to do now? We're going to put more silver in these coins over here of ours. And they say, yes, your highness, right away. So start making coins with more silver. Okay. And that will be the coin. That's the coin in circulation now. It's just got more silver in it. So obviously more valuable than the old coin. So we are talking about two different types of coins over here, in other words. We're talking about the deal was made with the old coin, which had less silver, and now and now the king has made is got a new coin in circulation which has more silver. Now it doesn't say that he invalidated the old coins. I don't know what to say about that. It would seem as though you got a situation where you've got the old coins, which are less valuable, and the new coins, which are more valuable. So, according to that, I don't know. There's a lot of information missing over here. Are the old coins still being circulated? People still use. What's the mahu? Oh, now they explain this also. Ha'im kashiporeya morid es hahefresh shel tosefes olo. That's the question. So the question is, do we say that when the guy pays back, he's going to take off the difference between the old coins and the new coins in his payments? How does that work exactly? Which coins does he pay? It seems that he's paying them in the coins that the king has now added on to the silver. And so the question that the Gemora wants to know is when he pays in those new coins, is he going to, right? Let's say the original agreement was for 100. Is he going to now have to pay 100 of the new coins, or can he say, look, these new coins are more valuable? They got more silver in them. I shouldn't have to pay 100 of those coins. I could deduct the hefresh, the difference between the old coins, the amount of silver that was in the old coins, and the amount of silver is in these new coins. That's what they say over here. This is Gemora's question, and Rav Chisda answers Rabbi. He says, "No saying lo matbea hayotze ba'osa shah." He gives them the coin. He gives them the coin. Yeah, he gives them the coins that are hayotze ba'osa shah, that are in circulation at this time. What's at this time referring to? Rashi says b'shas piroyan, at the time of payment. Now that sounds like the new coins that have more silver, they are the ones that are in circulation now. And my Gemora explains that eno moridas a hefresh, elanose lo matbea hayotze b'shas piroyan. He's not allowed to make any deduction. He doesn't do any deduction. He gives them the deal was for 100 coins. He's going to have to give 100 coins of these new coins. And that sounds like what Rav said in the previous case. You give him whatever matbea is now in current usage. If the old matbea got invalidated, So you give him the new matbea, which is in current usage. So too over here. According to Rav, we would say you give him the matbea that is in current usage, even though it has more silver in it. And the point is that when the Gemora says that you give him that matbea that's in current circulation without any deduction. You can't say, oh, I'm only going to give you 75 instead of 100 because these have more silver in them. Okay. Now let's read on further in the Gemora. The Gemora continues. Amalei. Now Rava says back to Rav Chisda. Right? The story is boy mine Rava, me Rav Chisda. Rava asked Rav Chisda this question about Hosifu Alav on the matbea. They added on to the matbea. And what's the din in that? Over in it, and he doesn't make any deduction. And now Rava has a comeback to that answer that Rav Chisda gave him. So now we go to Roy to read the response of Rava to Rav Chisda. Amalei.
The Rav Chisda to Rava, isn't it?
Okay, you can read that too. Okay, we'll read that first.
And after Rav, oh, I see, that was further in, right. Oh, well, in this case, he said to Rava, Ba'ata Sha'ah, oh, sorry, Nasein Lo Matbea Hayatse Ba'asa Sha'ah. He gives him a coin that passes as currency at that time of the repayment of the loan. Now, Omar Le, Rava said to Rav Chisda, V'afilu ki nafya. And does this apply even when a new coin is as large as a sieve? Omar Le, Rav Chisda said to him, Ain. Yes, it does. Omar Rava said to him, Afilu ki ta'atiya, even when the new coin is as large as a tortilla.
A tortilla, that's a big one.
Omar Rav Chisda said to him, hey, yes, it does. Do you want a bit further, or do you want to stop there?
Yeah, that's enough for now. Thank you. So Rava was a bit incredulous at the answer that he received from Rav Chisda. Rav Chisda says he gives that matbea at the time of the payment, and he doesn't deduct anything. And Rava answers him back. He says, "Afilu ki nafya." Even if this matbea, this new matbea, is how do you get more silver in the coin? You got to make the coin bigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
If, I mean, in America, they have quarters used to be made of silver, and they wanted to use less silver per quarter, so they mixed it with copper, but it's the same exact size, but it's worth less because there's copper is worth less than silver.
Right.
Well, if you want to increase the silver, and decrease the other alloy, then you could do that.
Well, presumably what Rava is saying to him, even if it's as big as a nafa, which is it's a sifting. It's a cleave used for sifting. I think it's called a
Right.
sieve.
Right.
Right.
You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in those days coins were made 100% of whatever metal. In which case,
Yeah.
you're right. You'd have to increase the size.
So even if they've increased the size so much that now the coin is is the same size as a sieve. And he said, yes, yes, he's got to pay him back in those coins, even if it's the size of a sieve. And then he got even more agitated. He said, "Afilu ki tartia," even if it's as big as a tortilla. And he said, "Amalei." Yeah, I was wondering why you didn't get that joke last time. Okay. See a source for tortillas in the Gemora. Anyway, oh, actually, there's a Rashi on that, and he says, "In, yes, even like that, he gives him that coin, the new coin, and he doesn't deduct." And okay, so that we're 12:32, and we're in the middle. So to be continued.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yashikoya to everybody.
All right. Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Okay, you too.
Just thinking that the coin must be quite unwieldy to be so big.
Yeah, it doesn't seem.
And
Yeah,
you had to carry around tortillas made of
Okay, we'll see
silver.
you at 4, right?
Hmm.
4 o'clock, Alan. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
a silver that silver tortilla. Yeah.
You'd have to have like a special bag to carry your coins. You couldn't put them in your pocket.
Well, anybody that has a coin like that, he's gonna have a butler to carry it around for sure.
Right.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Take care.